Six different martial artists from different backgrounds. So like you've got a Shaolin monk, you've got a UFC guy, you've got a guy who trains MMA. It's gangster.
Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Joe. Welcome to the Genius of Joe. We are vlogging. We're in H&M at the moment. I'm here. This is the first episode of my new series, Road to Vogue. And here is my beautiful friend and model, Connor. Hello. I'll put his socials in the link in the description below and on the screen right now. Today, we're just gonna be shopping because basically the idea of the shoot is he's gonna be wearing a full suit, but unfortunately he does not own a blazer.
Suffering from success.
I know, exactly. So we're gonna have to buy a blazer for him. Obviously we're gonna return it, but for now we're shopping for blazers in Bullring, Birmingham. And yeah, let's see how it goes. So basically, how this series is gonna work is it's basically like my other videos of like how I shoot stuff and how I do photo shoots. I'm gonna show you, it's like a vlog, BTS, and basically just the journey along on how we got the shots, how I got, this is the whole process of it, right? So I'm not just talk about the actual process of the lighting and stuff, but I'm also gonna be talking about the pre-production phase and the post-production phase. We're gonna be shopping for some blazers now, so you can join us on our shopping little journey. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the studio. Next.
Next River Island is our Nash. I've said Nash. I'm Nash.
Loads of places.
Yeah. And I'll pop like Willem Dafoe poses. You know how like Willem Dafoe pops some weird ass poses?
Cool.
It's gonna be like one of these, isn't it?
Okay, guys, we're looking for suits. We're both mic'd up now.
Damn, bro, these are spenny, you know.
How much? That's not bad.
That's not too bad. Do you want to see what colour my trousers are, just so like we get the correct black?
Yeah.
So that's like the black, you know what I'm saying? It's not far off, really, is it? Nah, it looks alright, but it's just like we don't have the stuff to match with it, and it would be like a bit goonish.
That's true.
You know, like if we were, like, I like this one, like this kind of like tweed look, but it's not tweed. See, the slim thing is what we want.
Exactly.
But where are they? Where is the slim black suits, bro? Okay, so that is tight. Didn't expect it to be. Not too bad.
No, it means it's a bit long. I don't know if the sleeves.
The sleeves are a bit long. But then it's too tight on the arms. Otherwise,
yeah, look at the bicep. Do it again. Look at the bicep. Oh. Yeah, because you just built different, bro.
See, yeah, that was like cringe to get in. That was first. Once I'm in, it's like.
No what?
Does it look tight?
The sleeves, I don't know.
My arms are so bulky.
Yeah, that's what I mean, bro.
So I think we have to go with a 40 short then.
Yeah, go for 40. Because he mic'd on his.
I'm finally mic'd up. We did all that talking and chatting without the mic.
But you guys still heard me. That's not bad.
It's not bad, 70.
It fits well.
Does it fit okay?
What's in the top one up? That's nice. Well, guys, what do you think? What do you think? This is the 40-inch.
Yeah, so it's 40-inch short.
Short, nice.
I believe it is 40 short, yeah.
Because you guys' opinion don't matter because we're going to buy it anyway.
I know. But it still looks a bit like tight on the arms, though, doesn't it? But I think that's.
We can't help that because you're just so big. Road to Vogue, we bought this thing, we bought the jacket.
Bought the thing, blood.
First shop we went to, we bought it. Well, yeah, I think we went to H&M first, but before we get back to the vlog, guys, first thing, it is freezing out here. Look at that. That cold, it's about 7 degrees, I don't know. It's what I do for you guys, right? Anyway, guys, I just want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Joe, of course. I'm a professional portrait photographer looking to help other portrait photographers like yourself not only improve, but start making work that actually stands out to the rest of the competition and land more clients. So if that seems interesting to you guys, please subscribe to the channel. And once I've gained your trust and you want more personal advice about your portrait photography, top links in the description is my one-to-one portrait photography coaching program, where I will personally go on calls with you, I'll critique your portrait work, and I'll just start giving you portrait photography advice that I've gained over multiple years of experience, so you can start accelerating your portrait photography progress now rather than later. So again, guys, if that's interesting to you, top links in the description so you can check it out and learn more.
You gotta grab life by the horns. You gotta grab it by the horns, man.
Exactly,
you know?
bro. Pick up Birmingham. Thanks, so kind of. You ready to you shoot like that? Is this your outfit?
Yeah, man, it's my outfit. I'm ready, bro. I'm showing what the scene of Birmingham can bring to Vogue and that, you know what I'm saying?
No SD card. Okay, so now on to the shoot, okay? First thing, guys, let me know what you guys think about this more vlog style type of content, you know? It's actually my first time doing this in public, so yeah, definitely a new little field for me. So guys, let me know in the comments below by liking, obviously also liking the video. That will definitely let me know that you actually like this type of content. And obviously comment down below if you do enjoy it or not, whatever. Even if you don't enjoy it, I'm gonna still do it because I think it's quite fun. Anyway, so yeah. And like I said in the vlog at the start of the video, these videos are just gonna be like the how I shot type of videos, like how I shot this photo shoot. So I'm gonna go over each aspect, so like divide the video into each aspect of the photo shoot, my thought process behind it, and also some mistakes that I made and like lessons that I've learned while doing the shoot, so you guys can like not make the same mistake on your own shoots basically. And the aspects or sections that we'll cover today are the story, the pre-production phase, lighting, poses, and equipment that I use. So the first thing I did know was I wanted Connor to model for me, and I knew I wanted him in a black and white suit. But let's take it a step further. What does the black and white suit represent? Does it represent wealth, 9-to-5 slavery, freedom, class? Is it mundane? An outfit like this is so simple, but tells so many stories. Well, let's enhance that feeling of isolation and mundaneness, right? So let's have the lighting be quite high contrast and dramatic. Have a top light where it traps him in a circle of light. Make him blend in with the background of his black suit, or let's contrast that mundaneness with karate kicks and dynamic poses like that. All these different aspects that I'm going to cover today play a huge role in the theme, the message, and the story you want to tell in your photo, so be very mindful of all of them. Okay, think of your photos like a puzzle, right? And all these pieces of the puzzle are different aspects of your photo. So you have obviously like outfits, the poses, the lens choices, the lighting, all that type of stuff, right? And like a puzzle, if one of those pieces are missing or one of those pieces are off and don't really fit the puzzle, the whole puzzle, or the photo in this case, will just look off. So again, this is why you need to keep all these aspects into consideration and not just a handful of them. Okay, so now onto the pre-production phase, guys. And not a lot of photographers actually talk about the pre-production phase of their shoots. They mostly just talk about how they lit it and just to vlog the general shoot, right? Which is fine, but I want on the channel, I want to show off everything, my whole process to do with the shoot. And guys, you need to realize too, there's a whole process before the shoot that makes and helps you get the results that you actually get on the photo shoot. I was just saying that just in case you guys were wondering why am I talking about pre-production phase in a photo shoot, because guys, just because it's not a film set or something doesn't mean that there shouldn't be a pre-production phase in your photo shoots. I think a pre-production phase is essential for your photo shoots, because I think one thing that is holding you back from taking great photos is a lack of preparation. Okay, so what did I do to prepare for the shoot? Well, I first created a mood board. If you watched that video where I shot a Doc Martens commercial, I'll put that up here if you haven't watched it already. You know that in that video, I like to separate my mood boards into different sections, usually about 3 or 4. So the first section is the look, the lighting, and just the general color grade of the shoot that I'm going for, right? Just the general look and the theme I'm going for in the shoot. So that's usually 1 or 2 pages, whatever, right? Then the next section would be poses. So obviously I have a page of just bunch of poses basically, and the next section after that would be outfits. So again, outfits the model could wear for the shoot. And lastly, I have types of shots, so different compositions, different angles, all that type of stuff, all that type of stuff that I'm looking for and I'm going for in my photo shoot. And the reason why I divide my mood boards into different sections is because it just saves me time from finding photos that not only have the same look, but also have the same poses, the same outfits, the same shot type, the same lighting, all that type of stuff, right? Because if I was trying to find a photo like that, you'd be looking forever, or probably not even find them at all. But there are bound to be photos that just have similar lighting that you want to go for, or just have a pose that you want to go for, or an outfit, anything like that. And it's also just great for the model too, and it causes less confusion when they're looking at the mood board, right? So sorry, it's just fucking cold as shit out here, right? My fucking nose is running, whatever. So when the model is looking at the mood board and they're looking at each section, they know what to focus on, right? So if they're looking at the poses section, they know only to focus on the poses in the photo. They don't have to look at the look or what the model is wearing and anything like that. They can just look at what is that model posing? How is that fucking person posing in that photo, right? Or again, if it's a lighting one, it's like all you need to look at is the focus is on the lighting. Just focus on the lighting, focus on the look. Don't focus on what the model's wearing or anything like that, right? It guides them to know what to focus on in the photo, basically. So yeah, I really think you should try that out on your next photo shoot. Try it out on your next photo shoot. Divide the mood, when you do make a mood board, divide it into different sections like I just said. So the lighting, poses, outfits, types of shots, etc. Why should I do a mood board, you may ask? Well, guys, not only is it important for you, because obviously now you have like a visual perspective and visual representation of the vibe and stuff that you're going for, but it's also good for the model as they need to physically and mentally prepare for the shoot at hand. And the model will just naturally feel quite anxious when going into a shoot blind because they don't know what the photographer's going to do. And that will actually just naturally make that's not really good, right? But making your model feel anxious, that isn't going to help with anything, the poses, anything like that. And if you want to learn more about how to create a comfortable environment for your model, I'll put a video up here, you can check it out after this. And a mood board almost acts like a pitch to the model that you're going to work with, right? Especially if it's a collaborative shoot or it's with a model that you haven't worked with before. Guys, you can't just expect a model to be on board with you to do a photo shoot with you when you haven't even got like some sort of visual representation or whatever of the shoot that you're going for, right? So again, have a mood board for that type of stuff so they can look at it and go, oh, that's a really cool idea, and then we can then work on them, right? I think every time I've reached out to models to collaborate with, or they've reached out to me, they've always asked me, send me a mood board. Send me some type of send me a inspo pics, anything like that, any along the lines of inspo pics and mood board. They always ask them without fail. Every model, my friend, if it's a close friend of mine, like for example, for this shoot, Connor, who modeled, he literally asked for a mood board from me. Even your friends will do that. Even like people that haven't worked with before, they will do that. So don't think you don't need a mood board. I feel like it's foolish to not go in with a mood board, especially if it's a collaborative or even it's a paid shoot, especially if it's a paid shoot. So basically, to recap that part, just make a fucking mood board. And one other major aspect of the pre-production phase was my use of the app called Set.a.Light. Guys, if you're a studio photographer and you do portraits, this app is like essential, and I would suggest you get it. And I think pretty sure all the professional fashion photographers have it. Well, I think they do. I know some of them do, but I don't know all of them. If you don't know what Set.a.Light is, well guys, I'm gonna fucking introduce you to this app, right? It's basically a 3D simulation of a studio where you can play around with different lighting setups and different lights and all that type of stuff. It's basically like you're simulating a photo shoot, right? And the reason why this app is so good is because you can test out, again, all these different lighting setups and how lighting affects the model without even leaving your room or without even having to own the lights itself. And ever since I got this app, guys, by the way, the app does cost money. It's not a free app. It costs about 150 USD, so 150 US dollars, or about 130, 120 pounds, British pounds. But if you're a student, I think you're pretty sure you can get a discount on it. I'm not sure. Yeah, so this app, ever since I got this app, every time I have an idea for a photo shoot, I'm straight into this app and trying out new lighting setups I want to try out. So for this shoot, I knew I wanted to go for this more grungy, high contrast, dramatic look in my photos. So I mainly used hard lighting. So after some experimenting in Set.a.Light, with all these different modifiers, all these different placements of lighting techniques, I finally found the look I was going for. And yeah, obviously I did it on the day. Don't worry guys, I will cover the lighting in more detail in the lighting section of this video, but for now, I'm just gonna quickly briefly go over it. This is just a great way to just save so much time when you're doing your lighting setup and stuff like that, because now you don't have to fiddle around with, on the shoot day, fiddling around with the lighting and stuff. So it saves you and the model so much time on the shoot, and you could start shooting straight away. Obviously, you need to set up the lights first, of course. And obviously, if you have Set.a.Light, by the way, in Set.a.Light, you can actually take photos in the app too. You're not just doing the lighting setup, you actually can take photos with certain lenses and all that type of stuff, right? You can get those little snapshots that you get from the app with the lighting setup that you're going for, and put them in the mood board, put them in the lighting section, so that the photos that you're showing off is so much more precise with the look that you're going for. So it's not just a little vague idea, it's more like, this is exactly what it's going to look like. I'll obviously probably put on the screen the photos that I took on Set.a.Light you can kind of see there's similarities there. It almost looks like identical to the look that I went for.
Open up, I'm right outside, you know what's up.
Right guys, here at the photo shoot with Connor, we've got the suit, of course, looking good. I'm just gonna quickly go over the lighting setup real quick. So first we've got top light. We've got the parabolic 90 centimeter softbox. That sounds really nerdy, but yeah. You got that with this small rig 220 watt light. And then you've also got another small rig 220 watt light acting as a rim light with a reflector dish and a honeycomb, a 10-degree honeycomb. So what that basically does is just like a 10-degree honeycomb. So it makes the light 10 degrees basically. It narrows down the lighting basically. And for the last light, I have a strobe, my strobe with a beauty dish on it. If you know what a beauty dish is, it's basically similar to that, really, with honeycomb. Just a nice way to get some cool lighting. I don't know how to explain it really. I've used it in other videos, it's a very nice light. And yeah, I want to go for this more artsy type of vibe, more dramatic type of vibe. So we've got the top light. And yeah, I don't know what else are we saying. That's it really. Well yeah, I'll go back to the talking head. All right. Okay, so like you could tell from the clip I was just played, a very simple free light setup, really. Like I say this in all my videos, I feel like I get deja vu. Like, oh, very simple setup. But like I say it in all my videos, yeah. But the only thing, I guess the only issue with it is sometimes it's not very doable because a lot of people may not have access to an infinity wall or C-stands to rig up the top light. I still think this is extremely doable on a small budget, right? Guys, you don't need to own all these lights. Like obviously I own all these lights that we used, right? But you don't need to own them. Just book out a studio in your city that has an infinity wall and a white background and they will have the lights available to you. It doesn't have to be those exact lights that I use, but they'll have strobes, they'll have continuous lights, 220 watt, 300 watt, like they will have that. And it will probably cost you like, at least in my city, it costs around like 50 to 60 pounds for a 2-hour or 3-hour session. That's plenty of time. My shoot was about 2 hours, so like, guys, there's no excuses, I think. There's no excuses at all. So like you can tell from that clip too, I used a mix of strobe and continuous lighting. I don't know why I've been doing this recently of mixing them both up, because the continuous lights that I own and that I used on the shoot was 2 small rig 220 watt cob lights. And they'll run you about 250 to 300 pound, depending on where you find it. But I found it on eBay. I got them brand new, by the way. That's brand new prices. I think that's quite good. So for my top light, meaning the light above him, I had a parabolic softbox with a honeycomb grid on it. And if you don't know what honeycomb grid, all it really does is prevent the light from spilling everywhere, and it kind of makes the lighting more directional. That helped me create that circle of light in the photos without it spilling everywhere throughout the entire infinity wall. I just want to quickly shout out my friend Lewis Mallon, right? That's his name, Lewis Mallon. He's a DOP, gaffer type of stuff. I'll put his Instagram in the link below too, right? I didn't know how to rig up the top light really high on the C-stand, but he showed me this little method to do so. So all you need to do, if you're going to use a C-stand, all you need to do is get the light, tilt it as far down as possible, like on the most narrow angle or degrees possible, if that makes any sense, right? And then what you want to do is then boom up the C-stand and angle it where the light is actually directly facing the ground, right? And then you get so much more space and leeway to like go really high as fuck up, right? Which I think is sick. I think also cool how I just found that out. You can probably, if you didn't understand what I just said, basically you can just watch the fucking footage, right? I feel like I have footage of me rigging it up, I don't know. Then I had another light with a beauty dish on it with a 10-degree honeycomb on it as a rim light. For my key light, I had my New Vision 4 with a beauty dish on it. But guys, when you're using honeycombs on all your lights, obviously because the lighting is much more directional and precise, you need to be careful of where you place the lights and obviously where the model is being placed. So because the honeycomb grid on the beauty dish for the key light, for example, made the lighting so much more precise and directional, like it's a little circle basically, right? I had to be very careful and precise with where I place the light and where I place my model to make sure the light will actually hit the model's face. So for some shots, I forgot to adjust the lighting when the model moved, even when they moved just slightly. Because they moved that slight amount, and obviously the lighting's so precise, the light completely missed him. And the lighting was there's still lighting on his face, but it's not that, it's more like that grey, washed out soft look rather than that high contrasty, harsh look that I was going for. And again, because the lighting is so precise and directional, even if the model just moves slightly, there'll be shots where like, he literally just moved like an inch forward, right? Or half a foot forward, and the light just completely just missed his face. And you don't really want that, do you? It's not like when using a massive softbox as a key light where it's just gonna hit the model, the light's just gonna hit the model the same way no matter where they move, right? Because it's a massive light source. The Beauty Dish is complete opposite to that, right? Like the Beauty Dish may seem like it's a massive light source because obviously it looks fucking huge. It's actually like 55 centimeters to be exact, right? But guys, it really isn't. It's so precise and it's like a little spotlight mount basically. Also guys, you need to be mindful of your lighting at all times, right? Be patient while shooting, be calm while shooting. And like I tell all my photography students on my coaching program, I tell them, just take your time when you're shooting. And I notice in some of their photos, you can tell they're just rushing it and they're not taking their time. They're just, get that shot. It's almost like ADHD or like bipolar or something, right? With your photo shoots. So yeah, be calm with that stuff. And because there was parts that I was failing on that too. So I'm not some perfect photographer. There were times that I was being quite like just fast, like get it done. And because of that, I didn't notice that the light wasn't, some of the shots, the light wasn't even hitting his fucking face, right? And I'm over here shooting, like what am I doing? Every time the model changes poses or moves, again, keep an eye on that lighting. Is it actually illuminating their face? Is it still hitting their face? If it's a massive softbox, you may not have to worry about that. But even still, you still have to keep an eye if the lighting is still looking the same if they change poses. Because you may find out the key light isn't even fucking hitting their face and you'll be taking like 20 photos and none of the fucking shots the light is actually fucking hitting their face. Or for me, for example, the rim, for some of the shots, the rim light wasn't even on him for some of the shots and I just completely forgot. And if you have no idea how to light your model or you don't really know anything about studio lighting, guys, links in the description below is my lighting course, my portrait lighting course, where I'll just go over all the basics of lighting your model. So lighting techniques, strobes, continuous lighting, hard lighting, soft lighting, how to actually light by telling a story for your lighting. So we're not going to tell you how to light, but also how to tell a story for your lighting, what intention are you going for, etc. So if you want that, that'll be links below where you can check it out and learn more. One nitpick mistake that I made on this shoot, and I wish I just did, was not using the modeling light on my strobe. If you don't know what modeling light is, it's basically like a continuous setting, like a continuous light setting for your strobe that you can use to gauge the lighting. And because I didn't use the modeling light, for all the close-ups, it was just unnecessarily difficult to focus on the eye of the model because he was basically in complete darkness because obviously the key light is only going to go off when you take a photo, so obviously it only flashes, right? You can't actually see it beforehand. Well, if I used the modeling light, I could see it beforehand, but because I didn't use it, I couldn't see it. So I was getting a lot of shots out of focus and it was just really fucking annoying and stressful. One thing that was super stressful on this shoot, and it was really pissing me off, was I had this massive issue with one of my lenses. So for my 24-70, I have a Canon EF 24-70 Mark II. I'm actually using it to film this video now. That lens, it kept going on with this error message on the screen every time I took a fucking photo. Every time I was shooting at f4 or above so I could get the whole model in focus, right? It would just, every time I take a photo, come with an error saying, oh, it's something to do with like the fucking like contacts in the lens or some shit like that. And it was really pissing me off, right? Because I could take the photo, but it would just, it would buffer. You take a photo, error comes up, 5 seconds, comes back, error comes up, and it was stressing me the fuck out, right? And I heard this actually could be a big issue with this lens, right? I actually had one of my friends who had the same issue with this lens, right? But you know, I still bought it, whatever. Right. But luckily I only bought it like a couple of weeks ago, so I'm gonna be returning it 100% and getting another one that doesn't have the fucking issue. I'm gonna make sure to ask, because I bought it on eBay, I'm gonna make sure to ask the eBay seller and being like, does it have this issue? Does it have this error issue when you shoot more than f4? Because it would work if I shot at f2.8, like it'd be fine. But it's like, I don't want to spend. I want to spend like $750 on that lens, £800 on that lens. I don't want an £800 lens that only works at f2.8. That's ridiculous. It's my main lens. I want to be able to fucking change the aperture on it. You know what I mean? Guys, comment down below if you own this lens, if you've had the same issue before. I don't know. If there's any way to fix it, I don't fucking know. But guys, like I've said in previous videos, I know it can be very easy to feel stressed and uptight on a shoot, especially if something like that happens, like your lens stops working, but you have to be mindful and make sure you don't express those negative emotions while on a shoot with the model. Because if you do that and the model picks up on it, that will reflect onto them and they will start feeling stressed and uptight, which obviously you don't want in your photos. Obviously, luckily the model for me, he was my friend, right? So I was more comfortable with expressing those emotions. I was fine with going like, what the fuck's going on with my lens? I don't mind what the fuck's going on with my lens and shit like that. I didn't mind like saying that because obviously he's my friend. But if I was working with someone like a stranger, like I haven't talked to, the first time meeting them, I would definitely work on like bringing that back and holding that inside me. Check the mirror, see the
reflection. Ain't nobody quite like me. See, I'm perfection. Unique vibe.
Posing is another aspect that is extremely important in the role of telling your desired story in your photos. So because he had a suit on, I wanted to express the more traditional, masculine and manly type of look. So I had him doing poses at sharper angles, that kind of give off sharper angles in the poses, making him look cool and making him look more menacing and serious. One posing tip that I would give you, and that I've made a whole video about, by the way, which I'll put up here after, you can watch after this video, is to have the model interact with their clothing. So in this case, because he was wearing a suit, I had him playing with his tie, adjusting his collar. He actually had a ring on too, so I had him playing with his ring, all this type of stuff. I think this is a great starting point if you don't have any specific pose ideas that you want the model to do. And I think it's just a great thing because it makes them look more natural, it makes them look more attractive, it makes them look kind of cool too. Like, because it makes them look more natural. It's like you're playing with like the rings or the watch and like all that type of stuff. It just looks cool in my opinion. Now you could stick the poses like that, but why not do some karate kicks? Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, all right? I had literally no intention of having the model or Connor doing karate kicks, right, and on the shoot. It was just funny because while he was waiting for me, while I had my lens issue, I was trying to fix the lens, right, he actually just randomly just fucking whipped out a fucking badass karate kick, and I was just like, yo, let's fucking do that. Let's do some fucking karate kicks in our fucking photo shoot. And like I said in the story section, I think this is a great contrast from the suit and just the general look of the photo shoot. Like, it kind of gives me like James Bond vibes, right? My friend said this actually, it kind of gives me like James Bond vibes. I think I see that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you guys think it looks like James Bond? I didn't even think about that. So we basically just started doing a bunch of karate moves and like karate kicks and all these different types of karate poses. We were literally on Pinterest too, just looking at all these different poses that we could do. And because we were doing these more action and more dynamic poses, I wanted to experiment with some slow shutter speed. So I had him doing the same poses, but this time at a slow shutter speed to create this effect. This was definitely the most fun part of the shoot, and I definitely think Connor would agree. And he was, after that too, he was drenched in sweat, by the way.
That's natural sweat.
Yeah, it is.
Athlete sweat.
Athlete sweat.
You can't fake this level of sweat. Imagine.
Bro, you're probably dripping.
Yeah, man.
Because we've been on, look at the bottom, look at zooming on the fucking drips on the floor. Easy tissue. And the back to the more static poses, I had him sitting in an office chair, which I think they were really cool, by the way. I really think that emphasizes that more, and it enhances that more 9-to-5 worker type of look. Now, if you ask me what my favorite poses were, guys, it has to be the karate kicks. Okay, you can't not say it was the karate kicks, right? But if you were to say my second favorite besides the karate kicks, it probably was the ones where he was sitting down in the office chair. Okay, so what equipment did I use? Well, obviously you know what lighting I used because I talked about that in the lighting section. But for my cameras and lenses, I had my Canon R6 as always. For the main lens, I had my Canon EF 24-70 f2.8 and my Canon RF 85mm f2. I also had a Prism Lens Effects nostalgia filter on, which basically what that does is basically just blooms up the highlights a little bit, adds a little subtle layer of mist to it as well, and this gives this more film and vintage look to my photos. I love this filter personally, and if you want this filter or any Prism Lens Effects filter or products, just click on the link below. This is my affiliate link, which you can use to buy the products. That will just give me a little commission when you do buy products through my link, that's just nice, right? And also, you can use my discount code. I have an old discount code. You can use the discount code FilmJD at checkout for 15% off your next Prism Lens Effects purchase. So plugging aside, right, guys, it wasn't really an expensive setup. I didn't use any like massive RF lenses and a Fujifilm GFX. So I don't know, you guys may not think this, but guys, don't think that money and budget is the reason why you can't take the photos you want to take, right? Yeah, I do understand you need decent kit. Like obviously the lighting, I needed some decent lights for that. But again, obviously you're gonna have to spend money on this type of stuff, pardon me. But you don't need the best shit, and you don't need to actually own this stuff. Again, like I said earlier in the video, just hire out a studio for like 50-60 pound. Literally, it's that simple, and they'll give you all these lights. You can use any 24-70 or any 85mm really. Also, I shot at a maximum of like 800 ISO, so you don't need any like crazy light, or not light, crazy camera that can do really good in low light. Yeah, 800 ISO. Any camera can do 800 ISO. But before you start thinking about kit, think about how you can improve on your storytelling in your photos. Anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys found this useful. I definitely found this useful. I think I learned so much from this shoot, and I hope you guys like this series I'm going to be starting now. This is part 1 of my series called Road to Vogue, where you will just join me on my journey into getting my work published into Vogue, basically, right? So yeah, it's a journey I want to take you guys on where we can both learn from this type of stuff and obviously make mistakes. I can make all the mistakes and then you don't have to make the mistakes on your shoot. But overall, a fun little shoot that I really enjoyed, but sprinkled with a little bit of stress, you know what I mean? I definitely will be sending that 24 to 70 back. What the fuck? How are you gonna, how the fuck is the fucking geezer or the person I was buying it from, it was actually like a company, like third party company on eBay, whatever, not gonna tell me in the description, I read the description, didn't say anything in the description that, oh, you can't shoot more than f4. What the fuck is that about? I'm pissed off about that. I'm returning it. Fucking returning it, getting another lens, bullshit. If you want to ask more questions regarding this shoot or regarding your own work and you want more personal advice, again guys, top links in the description is my one-to-one portrait photography coaching program, where again, I will personally go on calls with you. I'll look over your work, your personal work, and tell you how you can improve your portrait photography. So these videos are more general, how you can improve your portrait photography, but in the coaching, I can be very specific about your issues and the things that you need to do to make your work better. So again, that's linked below where we can start talking today if you sign up today. If you sign up today, you can talk today. And if you want to learn more about portrait lighting, studio lighting, lighting your models, like I said in the lighting section, guys, links in the description below is my lighting course, my portrait lighting course, where I will go over lighting techniques, how to light with intention, how to tell a story in your lighting, all the technical aspects of lighting, and also some extra stuff on top of that. So again, guys, that's linked below where you can check it out and learn more. And also, if you're struggling with the basics of your camera, so like shutter speed, aperture, ISO, I actually offer a free video course, my exposure triangle guide video course, where I'll go over the exposure triangle. So obviously all those settings. So I will not only tell you how they work, but also tell you how you can approach these settings accordingly to the situation or the photo taking scenario that you're in. So if you want this guide, all you need to do is click the link below, which is my website, scroll down a bit, see this little block, put your name, email address in, click get your guide, and I'll send you that guide for free. Anyway guys, that is it. Click on any of these videos here to learn more about portrait photography, and I'll see you next time guys. Goodbye.